talking about October 1,
the trial.
Another anniversary celebration coming up, and of course coming with it is the possibility of another protest in Nigeria. But we're looking at an update on the trial of the participants of the hashtag End Bad Governance in Nigeria protest that took place in the first 10 days of the month of August. And we have joining us this morning the National Coordinator of the Initiative Against Human Rights Abuse and Torture, Gerald Kachi. Good morning, Gerald.
A very good morning to you and to our viewers.
Okay, let's start from the basics. We do know that 10 End Bad Governance protesters were granted bail some time ago.
11th of September.
Yes. So what's the update? Are they all out on bail now?
No, we are expecting about 3 this morning. You know, the bail conditions were very stringent. And just unfortunate, one of our comrades that was picked in church on the 1st of September, that is Daniel, has been joined to that group. Now it's no longer Abuja 10, now it's Abuja 11 as at Friday. He was picked on the 1st of this month in a church. And while he was being picked, already Nigerians, majority of Nigerians already know that we are facing suppression of voices, decent voices. So police perceive that there will be resistance. They gag up and they say that they are arresting him with regards to murder case that is involving. So by saying that, the church members, we are weakened, and he was taken to IRT, that is former SARS headquarters, and he has been in detention since then. So just last weekend, he was charged to court after our numerous press releases and pressure. And he has been given bail also, just like the other 10. He's currently now in Kuje. So it's no longer 10.
So it's now 11.
Oh, yes.
Now, going forward, I mean, this is what we see from the last protest, the hashtag End Bad Governance. October 1st is here.
Oh, yeah.
And there's another call that there will be another marching out, another protest.
Oh, yes.
How do you see this in view of the last experience?
It's unfortunate that the government of the day appears to be lacking in compassion or empathy for the people. If you recall, before the 1st August protests, there was almost a month notification regarding the hardship, the bad governance, demanding for improved governance. At the end of the day, the protests went on. At least we came to August 1st, and the protest was carried out. We expected that government that is very, very responsible and have empathy for the people will look at some of the demands, some of the clarion calls. But that was not the case. As at 1st of August, PMS price in Abuja here was being sold at 617 naira. If you go to NNPC, apart from NNPC, it's okay, it's between 617 to almost 700 naira anywhere in Abuja. But after that protest, what are we having today? PMS is almost at 1,000 naira plus.
It depends on where you buy.
It depends on where you. So it shows that the government are careless about the feelings of the people. And one of the dangers this portrays that no matter how you suppress voices, in fact, protest is supposed to be a feedback mechanism to the government on their policies. But trying to suppress people, you just beat a child, you don't want the child to cry. That is the highest form of wickedness. Now, no matter how you suppress it, it will make future reactions to be radical. If you look at the theme for maybe October 1st protest, is Fearless October. If maybe government had been responsive and responsible with the demands, and possibly come with a superior argument to some of our demands, you understand? Explaining the situation they find themselves. Perhaps even if there will be future protest, there will be no thing like Fearless October. Now, is going to show that protests are gradually going into radical movement. Because it's only a tree that you will tell that you will cut. It will remain there. Now look at the charges they are bringing our comrades to court for. Treason, treasonable felony. You begin to imagine. The ones they brought from Kaduna, Kano, because they accuse them of flying foreign flags. We ask ourselves, what are the laws that say if you fly flags in Nigeria, that is a criminal offense? The ones they shot at Lekki in 2020, were they not flying Nigerian flags? If we put all these things together, ask yourself, where are we heading? The same foreign machineries like Russia, you are suspecting that they may be sponsor of the protest to overthrow government, are the same government that just recently, few weeks ago, that you signed an agreement with to improve Ajokuta and other contracts you are engaging them with. That's to say that there's no sincerity. The same flags they accuse our comrades. If you look at most of the clips or videos you saw on the social media, you will see the police flying the flag in those Kano and Kaduna. It becomes selective, just to create fear.
So is that why in your statement, because you had a press release?
Oh yes.
And you said that the police are struggling to find any crimes.
Oh yes.
Against the 10 Abuja detainees and the crimes they have committed. So they have invented most of the serious allegations.
Oh yes. For example, out of the previous 10, I'll call it 11 now, that we are
when
brought.
You add Daniel to it.
When you add Daniel to it, yes. They were based in Abuja. They carry out all the activities in Abuja, and nobody, not even police, anybody can come to claim that they saw any protester in Abuja between 1st August to 10th August flying any foreign flag. So you bring people from Kano or Kaduna to Abuja, you mix them up just to make political points, to make it look. Okay, you ask yourself, if our authorities, security agencies are this smart, responsive, why are we still facing insecurity? It goes beyond human thinking that even the present administration that participated in numerous protests, they were never for one day arrested, detained, or accused of anything, are the ones suppressing voices. You look at the 1990s, from Nadeko days to even the recent 2012 Save Nigerian group. They carry out different protests. Nobody was reported to be injured or killed. If today, as of today, and we decide to, okay, personally, Comrade decide to, okay, I want to carry out a pro-government protest of all the policies, you will never hear intelligent report that it will be hijacked. You will never hear that it suppresses other people's right of movement or what have you. But once you raise a voice against policies that everybody is experiencing, except the ruling class, you begin to hear mischievous reports that probably the protest will be hijacked, and at the end of the day, you see it. You see actions. It becomes a witch cries at night. A child dies in the morning. We have seen it over time. I could recall around 2019 when one of our comrade Omoyele Sowore was incarcerated from August 5th to almost December that same year. We were carrying out protests in front of the National Human Rights Commission with our protest letter. We saw the same people that always claim that this protest may be hijacked, coming with El-Rufai buses, with some stick-wielding guys, this Fulani stick, coming down saying, say Baba, say Baba. They started flogging many of us. We saw it happen in NSAS. They're using SUV with their suit. But if you carry out any protest, okay, you want to support government, you will never see such a thing. Now you look at the damage it's doing to our reputation, to our name in the international community. Okay. Just recently, you saw what happened in UK.
Gerard, Let me ask you, because you've talked about a number of people who have been arrested since August. Apart from the Abuja 11, how about others who were arrested? Because we know that several other people were arrested.
They have not been charged. In fact, it appears like sometimes if you go into details what is happening in this country, you may develop shock, heart attack, not just headache. Even to think that others you just mentioned, they're over 100. You see minors there. That is against our supreme authority, which is the Constitution.
Minors?
You see 15 years, 16 years in detention. And the police even putting up in their charges. You ask yourself, how did we get to this point? Even if minors were found offending the law, they are still at grooming stage that you can use superior ideas to groom them out of whatever you perceive to be crime. You are detaining them together with adults. Maybe as at the Friday they took Daniel to court, maybe they must have taken them to a detention facility that is meant for children. But for this period of time, you detain them together. You ask yourself, how did we get to this point? Now, we have observed something in our organization as a trend in Nigeria today. If a crime is perceived to be committed by any citizen, and you have a voice, you have followers, you have people that will show solidarity, authority have a way of dilly-dallying over it. But if you don't have anybody to speak for you or people to show solidarity, you will suffer for what you don't know or what you know. Case study. Joe Ajaero, NLC president, was invited by the police. He took a date and prepared himself and went with a group of persons. Got into the place. He was not even given a sheet to write statement of what he know. He was released. Sowore was put on watch list as a courageous leader, comrade. He decided to come back and face whatever they claim that he has committed. He has supporters that went to airport to receive him. He was released. Yahaya Bello, former governor of Kogi State, was declared wanted. He went to EFCC with his supporters. He was free to go. You ask yourself, if these people do not have people that show solidarity, what will be their case today? And assuming the present day administration we are facing today, we are to be in opposition, what do you think will happen? Say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in opposition and another president is mismanaging our economics, making people to suffer. Just last weekend, somebody went into depression and nearly committed suicide. We rescued the person because of food. The other day, we saw in a video of a young lady who threw her child into a river because of lack of food. So, assuming that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu today is in opposition and another government is in charge and unleashing this kind of hardship to people, what do you think he will say?
You were talking about how this affects us internationally. I was just going to talk about the UK comparison.
Oh, yes. Today, you see, of course, over the years, the past 15, 20 years, we have seen that Nigerians all over the world are being treated with disdain, especially when they carry Nigerian passports. Coupled with our human rights records, from 2019 to date, it keeps declining. It keeps reducing. You look at, I just cited a case of Joe Ajaero. You saw when he was about to go to UK for Trade Union Congress conference, how he was harassed, arrested. People started saying different things. Same day he was released. The passport was also released to him. You ask yourself, how did we get to this point? How did we get to this point?
Okay.
You just trump up charges on people just to suppress voices.
So, Gerald, what's the next step now? Because you've talked about what's wrong. Let's look at solutions now. What are your expectations from government?
As of today, I don't have any expectation from this government because over time they have promised and failed. Not once, not twice, not even. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came into power, May 29, 2023, when he announced subsidy is gone, this current NNPCL announced that either 11 to 12 weeks of his inauguration, around July or thereabout August, that Port Harcourt refinery will start working. Before you know it, they pushed it to December. All of a sudden, we saw tests running. We were celebrating. Up until date, they kept pushing and pushing. The
So
private
you have no expectations whatsoever.
because we are not seeing any. You know, if you are in a tunnel and you see glimpse of light, no matter how tiny it is, it gives you hope. But as of today, where is the hope? If before Dangote refinery started working, we are importing fuel, and fuel we imported in this country, we are being sold at 600 and something naira, inclusive of the landing costs, insurance, or whatever they put up.
All right.
And Dangote is producing today,
Indeed.
and we are selling over 1,000 plus. I think the only thing we can expect the government to live there to be sincere, just like they have done with autonomy with local government, is to restructure the country to regions.
All right, Gerald, I think that's a safe place to say we will look at how this goes on. I mean, tomorrow is October 1st, a lot of expectations, to be or not to be. We will see if that happens. But we want to thank you for your time and always giving us your voice. Gerald Kachi, he's also a human rights, he's the coordinator, national coordinator of the Initiative Against Human Rights Abuse and Torture. And he's joined us to look at the issue ahead of October 1st, amongst others, the update on the hashtag End Bad Governance protest and some of those who have been detained. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Gerald.
Thank you.